factor that the team needs. I think for SG, it's going to be really important in the mid game to be the ones initiating fights. If you're running in with like an Ant Doom and you start a fight and Pango, the enemy team is going to naturally run away, and that's when Glimpse is going to get your kills. So I think that is going to be the #1 thing for SG. Is if they get jumped, I just don't see them recovering fights. But if they are the ones starting them, they can be definitely competitive against Beast Coast. But once again, I'm liking more what I'm seeing from the Beast Coast team in this series today.
So is this a situation where like the lanes just have to go very, very well for SG so they can get that momentum going, and they can get the jumps on just right off the bat, or?
They don't necessarily need to go well, they just need to not get rolled. And honestly, that's my biggest concern for mid, is that I think Adriano is going to just have a terrible time.
I mean, he's already having a terrible time, let's be really honest here. 3 stacks sticky on him, and he's already at half health.
Yeah, it's a very, very bad lane matchup. And then it looks like what SG are going to play top seems to be Lycan Disruptor against Elder Titan Slark. I think ET Slark are pretty happy there.
Yeah.
As Kyle's pointing out, Thunderstrike can be decent against the Elder Titan, but I don't think it cuts it, especially not level 1. So we'll see how it goes. This is a good start bottom lane at the very least for SG. They force out the Sandstorm in the side and bully away Schofield here as well. Starting with brown boots on the puck.
I mean, if you thought Schofield was hard to catch last game, he's going to be even trickier to catch this time around. The other thing, which will be kind of interesting to watch, is in the past, Beast Coast, you know, a lot of the times they prefer to... He's going to try to get this courier. Oh, and he escapes. The fact that they usually make a lot of space for Ector to farm, right?
Yeah.
But in this case, you have a Slark, who is going to be very active early, and it's going to be interesting to see how they adapt their play to this.
I think you probably still take it. Slark to me is not a very active carry in the, how to say, in the gyro sense. I think you, at least in the past now, the gyro's played more with max flak cannon just farming jungle stacks. Maybe that's not the best example, but think back to gyro 2 or 3 years ago. It was like get level 6, level 7, start roaming the map as carry, kill heroes, and then farm. I think Slark needs to hit at least one primary item first before he really wants to get involved, because the hero is just not strong. Like, it doesn't do very much until it itemizes. So I'm looking for either Echo Saber or Mage Slayer probably here to be complete one of the two, maybe even both, and then get to fighting. So I still think you're going to see them play their traditional style of just giving Hector space.
He's already making a pounce move over onto Theolacor, but not quite enough damage just yet. So just going to give him a little fright, like we said, as the Wolves are hunting themselves down. I think it's called a throw.
Yep. The good old EG Courier throw.
But they do get themselves a little snack, and they're really just playing super aggressive over here. Right up against the tower. You can see that they're trying to just get these punches in. Whisper on the bottom lane is getting bullied just a little bit. It's expected early on here. And, you know, Pango's a nice, strong hero that's going to be able to really bully and poke away. So, making that space for Costabile, who's currently in the top of CS.
Yeah, it's an easy gyro lane like this. Puck and King do have some decent magic damage. They might be able to find a kill on the Pango. The problem for these two heroes against gyro in particular is you need to come in close to look for kills, right? Sand King has to stun into melee range. That means if you don't have the burst against gyro, he's just going to turn around and fight back. And if his support offers any type of slow or burst damage, even a stun, the trades can very quickly turn against you. Honestly, Adriano is doing better mid than I thought he would. He found the Purge creep, which is very fortunate. That is the creep against Bat. If he didn't find this one, he would be, in my opinion, just run over. So good news for him that he found that. It is still a very expensive spell to use. It's 120 mana per cost. You also want to use Devour off cooldown, which is also expensive. So might have to compensate by buying some mangoes. But anything is better than getting run into the ground, right?
Oh, for sure.
The end result here, if he has to buy even 5 mangoes in lane to just keep casting Purge, will be better than if he had found another creep and was just dying twice to Bat, which is honestly a very likely outcome. So he's going to be feeling good about finding that Purge creep.
Yeah, I mean, what are the odds that he'd be able to just run into this creep right off the bat?
I don't know if he got it first camp or if he got it second camp. He might have got it minute 2. I didn't see when exactly he got his hands on it, but it is absolutely crucial that he finds this creep.
And it looks like Beast Coast, they are just taking a little time. They're having a bit of packet loss. They are playing, of course, from North America. So they are not on boot camp here in Europe, but they've got their own thing going. And yeah, you can see the throw, just this wolf. It's trying. It's like a wildlife documentary.
Yeah, it really is.
Avert your eyes, Synderen.
And the throw is owned by a fish. Oh, I love the slow-mo sound. It's so good. Was it yesterday or the day before that we had a sped-up Queen ult?
Oh, yeah, it sounded very musical.
That sounded really cool,
It almost sounded like Naga Siren singing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not Naga, but sounded nice.
All right, one more time. Now, make the kill quick this time. That was normal speed.
That was normal. Oh no. They've had enough of us, Cinder. They won't do it anymore for us. It's okay, we'll get all these instead. They throw out all the voice lines. They're waiting for Ektor to reconnect. But yeah, no, it's very fortunate for ADR to find that purge creep. And it gives him a better chance here, because he's an excellent player. I mean, that's one thing that we have to say is that SG, these are a lot of veterans.
Absolutely.
They have played for quite a while. It's like a dream come true for the Brazilian fans to see them make it all the way here to getting to play in the international.
Yeah, and it's this year it's 3 SA teams at TI for the first time ever, right? It was 2 last year, and I think every year until that it was only, has there been a second year that there were 2 SA representatives? I don't know. Most years had either, like the first few years of TI I think had 0, and then they had 1, and then they had 2, and this year is the first time they bring 3. So
it's a
obviously
big deal. I actually have a shirt to commemorate the memes and whatnot. It's the thank you to Arturito. I've got the little dog and everything. It's great. Limited edition shirt. I'm very proud, hoping that we'll be able to walk around at TI and I can show off my cool shirt in the audience. But we are ready to go back again. But like you said, he's struggling with the mana here over on this Doom.
I don't like the purge he cast there. He had 3 stacks of napalm on him and Bat was not aggressing. I think you need to be a little bit more cautious with just throwing away mana like that. You've actually opened yourself up to being dove there. If he had a little bit more in the tank on Bat, he could have found a potential kill. But not quite. See there, close stuff, but yeah. He didn't have the mana to purge off the sticky napalm that time. Used the Scorched Earth. Little happy rocket going on Whisper.
That's a good way to put it. Oh, again, the second time.
Oh, that is a good one to kill. That has a net worth of over 1,000 gold on it. Oh, well, what do you know?
Jungle's career was right around there because they put a cheeky ward up over on the eye spot. That is value right there.
That is crazy value. It hurts the gyro quite a bit. Sure, he's still going to be able to find farm, so maybe you might think it's not the end of the world, but just the overall ramp-up speed, if he starts to look to farm side camps here or just overall ensuring his CS, they can start playing with some more confidence because they know there's so much dead gold on the map. Like, Whisper's effective net worth now is higher than Costa Viles is, so gotta be a bit careful. Big stacks over here. Stinger eyeing them out. He's going to hit really hard when he runs through all of this. If he also runs through the Disruptor. I don't think he did, though. Not so scary. Needs the hero procs.
It's a big sturdy lad, though, here in this lane. Schofield needs to be careful, but again, like we said, this is Schofield. This is a slippery hero as well. It'll be pretty difficult. But the Glimpse back play over onto Stinger, looking for the stomp. Manages to land it. They needed just a little bit more damage. 17 hit points. He'll turn right back around. Ektor, he wants this kill. He's going to get it, and he is going to pay for this with his life. But at that point, he's sitting so low. Is that worth it? He's coming back with fresh health, fresh mana.
Yeah, it's probably worth it. Like, you could argue there's slightly more experience going the way of the Radiant. I don't know how many of these CS he would have been able to get in the tower, but no, you know what? I take it back. It's a loss.
Okay.
It's not too much. I'm just looking at, okay, how many creeps are you going to miss, right, that you would have got otherwise. So yeah, probably a slight loss. And speaking of that in general, SG are doing a great job in the lanes. They're winning the lanes. Mid is pretty even, obviously. which is a great result for Doom, courtesy of the Purge creep. And then bottom lane, they're doing very well. And top lane, they're also... Lycan is staying ahead of the Slark. 14 denies, noteworthy here on the Lycan against Slark. Delaying that level 6 quite a bit.
Schofield.
Yeah, Theolicore's in trouble here if Batrider can be bothered.
He's thinking about it. No, he's just going to back off.
Would have taken too long. So we're going to see the replay here. So ET just barely getting the stomp off, and this attack from Disruptor coming in here brings him to like 2 HP, out 13, that's about 2. And now great Fairy Fire from Theolicore. The Spirit does connect, and it was actually necessary for that kill. He needed to connect the Spirit to get him in last hit range. Yeah, I guess something we didn't factor in when we were talking about is this worth it or not is he did get 1 permanent agility, which is nice, obviously,
that's fair. Yeah.
from the kill. But yeah, maybe it's okay.
I mean, ideally, he just doesn't want to die, but at that point, I just wasn't sure here. As Stinger is bottom, trying to put some pressure. We'll jump over onto Theolicore. They've got the silence, and that's a dead Disruptor. Stinger running away. King Jungle's hoping that he can get enough damage. He's taking so much damage from the tower. He's got the Fairy Fire. He's not going to be able to quite find the kill. As Stinger will survive yet again on very low HP. Has the Tranquil Boots. So he'll be back up and running in no time.
Enormous stacks here. Bat is going to get so much gold from this. He's got a quad stack hard camp and a... Is that also quad or is that triple? I think that one is triple. I don't even know if you can quad the small camp without some of the cute heroes with like repositioning spells like Caudal Blinding Light or something like that. But well, he has 63 CS now.
That was a huge cash influx there.
He's got Boots of Travel coming out. Gonna head back to base and then travel out to lane. Could maybe look to... I would like to see him kill Lycan, actually, if he can. Finding a kill on Lycan here would be very impactful. Activating the Slark in his own safe lane. Seeing as Tavo doesn't even have mana for ult, this would actually be a great opportunity. He has mana for ult now. Too slow. He should have been there 5 seconds ago. He had a little bit less. Never mind. That is not possible.
That was unimpressed dad voice right there.
No,
we started to wind up a little bit here on Stinger.
Interesting path. Don't really very often find the position 5 running down there minute 8, but, you know, whatever works.
No TP on him, so just trying to make the space and make a safe retreat. Maybe waste some time as well, but... Schofield again, he's poking, trying to get any information. Chris Luck in the bottom lane, though. And he should be able to take out the support.
All right, so they get the Pango in.
These guys are just making their own new pathway here.
Oh, good.
Nice glimpse, though.
Oh, he had phase again.
Dire's middle tower is
Wait.
under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh, I can never remember. Didn't you used to be pulled out of Glimpse by phase shift by Glimpse, and then you didn't, and then you did and didn't? I actually can't remember. I'm assuming this was not like some sort of surprise change. This is a very dead Lycan, by the way, if they body block behind. Very nice from Whisper here.
Click, 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 getting all those endless shifts. And Schofield making sure that they still have the vision. King Jungle's joining up, though. Got the silence on the Doom. They want this kill over onto Ektor, but there it is. They'll be able to find him. Whisper turning back around, gets a nice burrow strike.
Live.
He's trying to hide over in the tree line. They have the lasso dragging back on 4DR. Can they burn down the Doom? They can burn down King Jungle's, that's for sure. One more hit. It's a triple kill for this Batrider. Chris Luck. Good rotation, and somehow through all that, Ektor manages to live.
Yep. That's the key thing about Slark against Doom is getting into Fog. If you manage to get into Fog, you usually survive. Ironically, it's one of the better carries against Doom for that reason, but you still counterpick Slark with Doom because the upside is so major too. It really is all about, okay, who gets the jump and do you maintain vision? Because Slark is so slippery and you just know, okay, when he's doomed, we know what's going to happen. He can't counterplay us anymore except try to run away. But in this instance, he just barely finds enough fog. So you're going to see the replay here. First of all, great silence. First he fogged the first Doom cast. Then Adriano silenced, and now he's kiting a little bit. Finally gets doomed, but King Jungle has used all his spells, and we see him get into the trees there with about 75 health, and now he's out healing the Doom with the passive of Shadow Dance. So very easily able to get away there. So yeah.
Well, we do have the Zoo beginning here in the top lane as they're putting some pressure on the tower, but Ektor should be able to farm up these creeps very easy if you're not careful. So we'll run him away.
Gotta point out as well, you gotta be a little bit worried for SG. You're 2k gold behind with Doom in your team, minute 10. That is a lot. It's a Doom who even went Midas, so he's doing everything he can to play the economy game, and you're still losing the economy game quite severely. Beast Coast taking a commanding lead here, and the thing about their lineup is how well it snowballs from this kind of position in the game. You have the Slark as your carry, who can very easily start ramping up, and all of your other heroes are insane stun team fighters, skirmishers, the whole package.
Whisper with the epicenter burrow strike. That's a dead Tavo, and a second ago their tower is being pushed by the Zoo, and now they have a Cardi wave over on the side of Beast Coast, so they're going to put pressure on the T1 of SG.
This is really good stuff. They're going to
the Dream Coil. Whisper following up the burrow. This is not looking great for the Disruptor. He's leashed up, and they'll let Whisper get the kill.
Look how quick what they did was, right? They smoke up, they find a key kill on the Lycan, they know they have Siege Creep wave, they let Slark take care of that wave, they immediately cross down, find Disruptor, and now they're on to their next play. It's just
and
play
the
after
sleep
play.
over on the Doom too. They can't do anything about it. They lined them up perfectly, even with the Earth Splitter after the Burrow Strike. Just punched down by Stinger. They already take out 40R. Tavo joining into the fight now, but he is very much alone.
They're getting rolled. There's not much else to say. Okay, could have also said that. SG need to take. This is the hard ask, right? You kind of have to start the fights, but neither of your supports have ultis. You're 12 minutes in. Like, you can't really play like this. They have to find their level 6s so they can take initiative. Because as we've talked about, their lineup excels at this, at chasing. But
this is not looking super great for Schofield as he's going to be caged up, and the Venn diagram of death will eventually get the kill here. Did manage to get the stomp off with the sleep, as Beast Coast will leave the triangle, and SG will reclaim some of their ground.
That gets Disruptor his level 6, so that's at least something he gets out of that assist, a lot of experience. And we're just going to see the nice stomp there coming in from Stinger, and yeah, I think the more impressive thing here than their spellcasting is the sequencing that they did, right? In this 1 minute, they went from top killing Lycan to killing Disruptor to killing these two heroes and taking top tower. All of that happened within 1 minute. And that's the recipe for building a mega advantage, is to get that much value out of the first move you make. So yeah, SG, get level 6 on your Pango, look for a move, and take advantage of Lycan's power spike. He's got 6 on Pango now, so maybe you could find some sort of a smoke play where you just run at them, and then when they try to retreat out, you get the glimpse back, you find a kill, maybe you get a good Doom, use call down. Because at this rate, if you don't take initiative, you're not getting your triangle back. I just don't think so. I think Beast Coast are going to play aggressively and take a firm grip up here. Will be a potential glimpse here, but that would be pointless.
It's just a lot of invading over in this triangle area. And if you take a look at the net worth, they're just starting to roll away with it here. 7.3 K on Slark, 7.3 over on Bat, and then only 6.2 on Doom.
And that's a Doom.
Yeah, like you said, this is a guy with a Midas who's supposed to be very much ahead. As Chris Luck is just going to teleport on out. He's got those boots to travel. He can be a world traveler as far as he's concerned.
Yes, travels BKB minute 13.
That's bonkers.
On Bat. That is a very, very good farm.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Schofield even having the...
Dire's top tower
Oh, it looks like Bat Rider's got the piggy pole.
Good item on Bat. After you lasso and you've used your other spells, you could technically just pop it.
Can you? Does it work that way? I haven't tested it.
You should be able to use it while lassoed, right? And they just stay lassoed too, and you just run a little bit faster so you can drag it a little bit further.
Stubby leg. Chris Luck starts up that Firefly, hits back, not even going to commit that lasso because they use the Epicenter Burrow Strike instead. King Jungle's hopping on down. He'll get some damage over onto Whisper. They drop the Static Storm. That should be the end of the Sand King here. So follow up with that Splitter. They get the Doom off over onto Chris Luck. He is muted. And they're trying to finish him off, trying to get enough damage. 3-man Dream Coil off to the side. The snap coming out. This Bat Rider, it's not looking good for him. It looks like he's probably going to die, but over on the back line, they land a nice stomp, get the kill. Theolacor and now King Jungle. Schofield's trying to be as slippery as possible, going onto the high ground, jumps down with the Waning Rift. Tavo, good stuff. Perhaps that was a bit too cheeky there, friends.
I don't know about that one.
They just get nibbled up. The Shadow Dance is here. Turn their attention to King Jungles, throw out the leash. They get themselves another kill. This is Scrappy Stinger. He's almost able to survive. Not quite, though, and it looks like Hector just got a little too greedy as he is the next one to fall.
All right. SG fight back. That was very good. Especially the Doom on Bat just really determines that fight. I think Chris Luck was hoping to get the lasso in time, but didn't quite get in range. And Adriano with the correct decision to just throw that Doom out immediately. He probably wants to save it for Slark, but in that instance, if he doesn't use it right away, the fight's just lost. So good decision making under pressure. Will pull SG 2k gold back into the game. They hit their Helm of the Underlord, Helm of the Overlord.
Ooh, new item. Are you leaking secrets here? Are you leaking some future patch notes?
Well, if it gets nerfed enough, maybe it will be Helm of the Underlord instead of Overlord. Yeah, he's got the Frenzy Creep. It's pretty good on Lycan himself. I think we had another game yesterday or the day before where they get this Frenzy Creep, and it's just not the best on Gyro because Flak Cannon has finite attacks.
Right.
It's much better on, say, a hero like Slark in your team, where you can just keep going to town with the Frenzy. But regardless, great creep no matter what. It's going to push the waves, it's going to take the tower, and by virtue of just being Lycan, the creep's just better from having Feral Impulse.
And that tower is indeed melting here on the top lane to the Cardi, the Zoo, and the Lycan. The hunt is on, though. They know Stabile is over here. They have nicely placed wards as they'll just take Firefly. They're going to commit the lasso. Indeed, they are, just to drag away from this tower. Hector pouncing on the top. It's going to be Chris Luck who secures the kill.
And this should lead to tier 1 mid as well. They have a very good wave pushing in. The tower barely has any health. They will glyph it to delay it a little bit, but Hector will grab this gold in just a moment.
Being patient here. Bonk. There we go.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Interesting to see him running around with the Mono Region item. Maybe it's because... Oh, hang on.
Get the Dream Coil committed over onto King Jungle. Scofield just poking around. This is typically what he does. They have the Glimpse bag. Oh, he's found himself a Disruptor, so I think that's what they necessarily wanted, but 40R is here. They're going to wait patiently. Not going to be able to get Schofield out of this particular scrap here. Now Tavo chasing after Stinger. He's got his Zoo followed up with that Frenzy like we said, but Hector's here too. He's going to try to turn this back around. Nice play here from Whisper with the counter initiation. They get the splitter off, and that's a dead Tavo. They wait patiently. They want to get rid of this Thunderhide creep. Stinger's just trying to get a little distance between himself and the creep, but they should be able to take him down eventually.
Before this Thunderhide creep showed up to the fight, it took the mid tier 1. So at least that was a little bit of a success story for SG in this mess, but that's pretty much it. They lost a couple of key heroes there. And yeah, Chris Luck, 30 seconds away from Lasso again. He's probably going to push out this, or farm up this camp and the next one, and then it's going to go base, reset, and then they're looking for their next play. You would imagine Slark closing in on a Basher here. Interesting choice. I thought we might see him go for the Scotty, but seems to be prioritizing the stun lockdown, maybe against Lycan, to be able to stay on top of him a little bit longer.
Do you like this? Are you a fan of getting the more lockdown right now instead of the stats and slow?
I don't know. I'm not really much of a Slark player, so I can't really say how big the trade-off is, but I feel like having Scotty should be really strong against the Doom. Either Scotty, I mean, Lincoln's is probably not a thing here against Disruptor Glimpse. You can just remove it every time, but I think that the health and armor from Scotty allowing you to stay in fights if you get doomed, I feel like has a lot of value versus the Basher, but he obviously has a lot of experience with this hero, so might be about a specific matchup. Oh, good blink from Adriano.
Good blink, though, like you said. Get a glimpse back. Theo, of course, says, leave me alone. I don't want this.
Surprised he didn't Yule him on Sand King. I think he would have actually set up his team for a free kill there on the Disruptor when he was on his way out. He also knows he's not going to get jumped. Sometimes you want to save your Yule to have it defensively, but you were already glimpsed. So if they try to jump you after that, they're just killing themselves. So anyway, it was just a solo Disruptor kill that they might have missed out on. Not a big deal.
Gonna jump over onto Stinger. I've got the kinetic heal. This is looking... Yeah, he's just dead before he can even get the stomp off. So nice pick off here for SG.
Yeah, both teams posted around the mid lane. Was that a smoke? It was. 4-man smoke. They're going to run right into Beast Coast. So this is a 4v5, but Beast Coast positioning is really good here. And yeah, this smoke is not going to bear fruit, I think.
Whisper considering trying to get a good vantage point.
Oh,
they get the
Doom
off immediately over onto the Bat Rider, but they get the Dream Coil off, followed by the Epicenter, but they're all in the Static Storm as well. Looks like the rest of SG are going to be able to run away. Hector forced into that shadow dance as Schofield's on the back line, but he's getting nibbled over here by Tavo. Chris Luck does fall to the doom as Schofield is the next victim. Although Slark, he's got his eyes on King Jungles, he's leashed up, he just goes and he takes the fate. But the buyback now coming out from Puck, he wants to be a part of this. Kinetic field coming in, the hop forward coming out from Hector, not going to be able to quite get over there fast enough though. Call down does connect, and they don't have any way to really cancel out this TP right now, so rest of SG will just retreat.
Yep. Nice from SG again. Getting the fast doom on the Bat Rider has really been the key factor in them winning a couple of fights. They get the buyback from the Puck. And yeah, the Static Storm too. Very nicely placed. So, good job. They're still showing good fighting strength. Like, again, I might be talking about this in a very grim perspective, but I'll always just be considering that you are a team with Doom that's behind on gold. It will be worse than it looks, but still, finding the right opportunity. This is what he needs to look for all the time, Adriano. Getting the Doom on the Bat. Seems like a better choice than dooming Slark for now. I don't know if you have that luxury later, but right now Bat is really the carry in a way of the Dire team. He is the one you want to remove, because if he gets to run freely in BKB, he's going to kill your whole team. So, do like it a lot. Stinger is going to get spotted here.
He's got very good vision though, so Yolacor is going to take some of that flame break. Hector just swimming on through. Says, thank you very much, I'll take that.
10 permanent agility. So you see there, instant doom onto the Bat, and I don't know if they connected on him again or if he just died from this, actually. He just died from that and the Lycan units running him down in the river.
Yeah, we weren't able to see that because there was a lot of things going on during that fight.
And that was a sick epicenter, but you don't have enough damage there because of the Static Storm countering out Slark and your Bat Rider being non-existent. So, although the spellcasting was good, just left a little bit to be desired there. And now Adriano has a 9-second BKB. So, Doom being ready again. We could see SG look for their next play. They have every spell in the tank. What creep is Lycan rocking right now? He's running with a Thunderhide still.
He got another one, I believe.
Yeah.
They killed the last one.
I think the Granite Golem is actually the best one in this game if he can get that. You just want the raw health so your team can outlast and survive against all this AoE damage.
But is that a situation, too, as it gets longer and longer in, that the Slark's just going to get more of the Essence Shift stacks?
I mean, that's the downside to it, right? But if that's your biggest problem, is that Slark keeps hitting your heroes forever, then you've kind of lost anyway.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
The alternative is getting the Dragon for the armor aura, but that's only good against Slark. There's like nobody else in this game that it really matters against, so I think Granite Golem would be nice. He is opting to keep the Frenzy creep, though. I mean, it does have its upsides as well. It's not like flat out just worse, but I do think the health would be very nifty right now.
Oh, look, they're trying to see.
King?
Whisper.
King Jungle broke. We'll get the word out. Oh, they get the glimpse. He burrow strike dodged it, I think.
Getting a bit more information here. You see the transformation on Tavo. Considering going in, they'll channel up the epicenter as they jump forward over onto two heroes, trying to just blow up the Disruptor. They're going to be able to. The Earth Splitter coming through. Costabile, he's got the BKB, but there's too much damage coming out. Rolling Thunder coming out. Stinger also to fall. Chris Luck really would like to get his hands over on ADR. He's just got to get there faster, though. That's the problem. He is a fast demon, and he gets the blink off at the last second here. So looks like Doom will be able to walk away.
They got the big one, though. They got the gyro, and they also control the area leading into Roche. This is something that SG clearly want to grab with their Lycan. Just don't get the opportunity. It's way too easy for Beast Coast to fight them out here in the open. As long as, again, Bat doesn't get doomed and they get the jump, I just feel like, in a way, maybe Whisper got something that he got more than he bargained for there almost. He found a two-man Epi Burrow, and he was casting it in the middle of the river under a ward, and nobody went to stop him. I don't know if they had cooldowns on Swashbuckle or Dagger or whatever, but you can't let Sand King channel that and go in with your heroes. I don't know if we're going to get that in a replay, but he was very, very much out in the open, very visible getting that off, and that's just a little bit of an oversight from SG if they had any tools that could have stopped him there.
That was very surprising. Like you said, he was very clearly channeling up the Epi out in the open, and nobody was able to just interrupt it at all. They're going to go for a smoke play here. Everyone's drooped
Yeah.
up. 5
Yeah,
men
they still
smoke.
have their Doom, so might as well try again, right?
Was that underneath the ward?
I think so, yes. This is spotted. They obviously don't know for sure where they're going, but they can just start placing their heroes accordingly. Might be a little bit worried that they're killing Roche if they don't see anything for the next 10 seconds. So I think Beast Coast will make their own counter move because they have to protect Roshan.
Yes.
They're going to run Sand King in first, break the smokes.
So I know they're around the pit area. This is a very scary thing to do. You've got a Pangolier that can roll
Stabile
around.
in an awkward spot.
Do they make the initiation, though, is the question. Yes, they do. BKB on the Bat Rider, dragging back over onto this gyrocopter with the Earth Splitter. Kostabile is not going to be a part of this fight at all. The Rolling Thunder coming through. Does manage to clean up Whisper. Chris Luck finds the Ola Core just sliding around. They're trying to do a little bit of body blocking over to the side with Tavo, but Tavo's Zoo is just chasing down Stinger. Chris over on the side here, Stinger falling. They broke the coil over on this Doom. Hector and Schofield are just ripping apart ADR. Needs another hit or two, and there he goes down. Now they have to just deal with the Zoo because Chris Luck, Chris Luck is just obliterated.
What was that damage?
I think it was the creeps, yeah? Chasing after?
Radiant's
Okay.
bottom tower.
That was a lot of damage. Yeah. I thought Beast Coast were going to come out more ahead of that fight than losing 3 heroes in the end, simply because the Doom was used on Sand King, and I understand where. Oh, it was a. Wait, what? Yeah, what the fuck?
I imagine it's like, how is that balanced?
What do you take?
Yeah.
Was it a crit? Was it a crit from the? It might have been a crit from the Thunderhide.
Did he have the Fey Grenade that time, too?
Oh, was it a fake grenade? Oh, it might have been the fake grenade. Well, that was definitely unexpected. That's for sure.
Yes, for sure. And many people found that very unexpected.
But yeah, basically.
It was just the Thunderhide attack damage. Okay.
Right. Yep. So they, in that situation, they do drop the Doom on Sand King, and I think he has to. He saw the wind up from Whisper coming in for the ult. He could have also just blink Infernal Bladed him and reserved the Doom for someone else. But yeah. At least interrupting that made that fight not a disaster for SG. Okay, they get the Static Storm.
Okay. Can they finish off the puck fast enough? Yes, they can. Schofield falling. Followed up on the back lines, though. Whisper finishes off the Olacore. The BKB being used by Kostabile. There's going to be a buyback now coming out from Disruptor. Whisper going down to the low ground. And King Jungle's very far away from the rest of his team. Throw out the dust as well. Chris Luck looking for the opening, gets the drag back over and stuff, but they're doing so much damage with these creeps, though. He's got to go up to the other ground. King Jungle's buying back, double damage popped over on Chris Luck. They've got some more damage going through over in the triangle. Get a bash off over here onto 4DR. He's going to try to turn back around. The Shadow Dance is going to wear off very, very soon, and these dragons are causing some problems as Kostabile is back up, looking for the opening. They get the Doom off over onto the Slark. They'll control him as 4DR all ready to fall. And Whisper having to run away. They're going back into this. This is a very low Roshan. This is very scary. They go for the Earth Splitter. They take out Kostabile. They're going to turn this right back around again as the Stomp comes out now from the Elder Titan. Tavo forced to run away. Chris Luck trying to do some body blocks, trying to put some more damage in. 4DR, he's back up. He bought back as Chris Luck's to die, Stinger to die. Chris Luck getting right back again, buying back. They are not willing to give this up. Whisper still looking for this opening. He's going to blink away. They have several heroes on the side of SG that are looking, considering going back in. Chris Luck again, throwing out the flame break. They get the stun off over here onto the side. They'll take out Tavo. 4DR now running away. King Jungles is trying to roll on out here. He's going to just keep going around, though. Can they get their hands on this Pangolier? Oh, no. King Jungles, he blinks. He blinks. He gets out. Schofield trying to get a couple of these clicks off. Chris Luck over onto the low ground. They get the silence. They'll burn him down, but now they'll end up losing King Jungles, and this is not looking great for 4DR. They have Dylvin so fast. They have the Dream Coil. They have the damage. The BKB comes out from 4DR. He's not willing to go down just yet, as Puck is forced to just go orb away. Oh, again, though, they follow up, but they were expecting it. They go right back in with Whisper. They take down 4DR. They take down Theola Core. What a fight!
Yeah, there was a lot going on in that fight for sure. I think really the hidden factor in all of this is just all the passive damage that Lycan is doing is kind of surprising Beast Coast, I think, still throughout all of that. And Gyro, of course, with the side gunner Crystallis getting a couple of powerful attacks in was more than they expected. And after all is said and done, with all the buybacks, Beast Coast will still come out on top of that and get Roche. But yeah, kind of crazy stuff. That in that entire fight, I think Coil was unused toward the end, and then he missed it on the one target on the Doom, who ended up having BKB anyway, so I don't know if it mattered much, but that it kind of shows that if Beast Coast can kind of weave in and out of fights and just delay them, they will eventually just have the resources with the, especially, did Slark end up buying back into that? I think he did, right? He died relatively early. No, he did not buy back. The fight dragged out that long.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch my breath over here.
It was the Bat and the ET buying back. Slark never bought back. The fight was just that long. Wow. All right. He's got Abyssal, and now he's got Ags. So Hector with insane reach. And at this point, I think Slark can just consider just killing Disruptor every fight. I think that's a great start to the fight. You can you just pounce over on him, you Abyssal him if needed, and if the Doom blinks toward you, you pop ult. And then he doesn't get Doom out on you. It's way faster than the Doom's cast animation, so you can reliably get it off as long as you have vision. If you don't know you're getting Doom from the trees, that's a different story, but most of the time here, he can just assassinate the Disruptor, and that makes for a lot of freedom for some of his other allies, especially the Puck, who is still being a bit annoyed by it. Either way, it's still looking another comfortable game for Beast Coast overall.
Look at the damage that Whisper has been able to output here.
Pretty crazy stuff. He's beating everyone as Sand King. And this is a Sand King without a damage amplification item. Keep that in mind. He doesn't have like a Veil or Radiance or something like this. He's just...
Surprised that Tava wants to go anywhere near the Slark. He's going to hop away. Not going to be able to quite get the glimpse off here.
He's being careful because, of course, he can get glimpsed.
Double damage is available in the bottom rune area, though.
It's got a bottle on the Bat. That's kind of surprising that they don't send Slark over there and give him the bottle. I understand that traversing the map that much takes a little bit of efficiency out, but you're Slark, you're hasted, so getting toward that rune doesn't take very long. All right, gonna miss the pounce, but he's getting a lot of free stacks.
He is indeed, as the rest of SG were smoked up trying to move out, and they're just gonna let him hit it because they found Stinger, they found Schofield, but their buildings are being hit right now. Nice sleep, getting tossed out over onto the Doom with the lasso, with the splitter. They just obliterate 4DR, and they take out the Olacore very easily. The BKB coming out from Costabile, he's just trying to flag everything, trying to get out enough damage, but Hector, he's already clicking away. Good Rolling Thunder from King Jungles, though, will disrupt them. Shadow Dance coming through with the pounce. Can they take down this gyrocopter? Yes, they can. No buyback on him for 70-something seconds, and King Jungles is trying everything that he possibly can to just make any space, but at the end, it is just a GG call.